version of the independent. We talk about what's going down up in this wrestling business. Hosted by the boss, his name is Cody Fleming. That's the homeboy. Go home, boy, before you get evicted. We about to get it on. Your boy Josh Harper, the favorite in a row. The real deal, Hill, Daddy Bills is a beast with the mouthpiece. Talk dumb and up on the floor. Tell me where to go. Every week we do this. Hit him with a little bit of sweet chin music. And I only beef over cake like Brutus. The barber and Ann Arbor, M.I.W. go hard like. Where do we come from? What do we do? Dissect matches and break down moves. You're tuned in to an interlude. When I look into the middle of your mind, that's an interview. Independent, you better get with the movement. We only winning, we never been in the losing. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and see us on the news.
Welcome to a late release of Michigan Independent Weekly. I'm Cody.
I'm Josh.
I'm Dan.
If this is your first time joining us, please subscribe. How do you subscribe, you ask? Down there, I think it would be right side, right underneath the video on the right side, is a red button that says subscribe. Please click that. If you've made it gray, you know you did it correctly. If you want to be notified when there's new content available on the channel, click the little bell right next to the subscribe button and also make that gray as well.
That's right. Remember the little conversation we had last week? Make sure you're subscribing and hitting that bell. Michigan Independent Weekly is on Facebook along with Rasslin Rage. Scroll down to the description and the link and you gotta find our group on the Facebook page. You can also follow us at Rasslin Rage on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok because everybody's on TikTok.
They are.
You know what? Somebody asked me today what TikTok was. I told them, I said, it's on the wall. It's clock. Anyway.
Danny made a joke.
Let's not forget to mention our sponsors.
All right.
You know what? It's the man. He makes the stuff that even makes me happy. Happy Harper.
That's right.
Follow them on Facebook at Happy Harper Ice Cream or scroll down in the description and we'll find the link down there.
Yep.
We'd also like to thank BCWA. Give them a follow on Facebook at GoBCWA or check them out on their website at GoBCWA.com.
Very good. This week, we're doing something a little different. So this week on MIW, we're doing a couple different, well, not couple, one thing differently right now, anyways, is a couple weeks ago, we sat down, we talked, and we said, we got to do some things, man. We got to do something a little different. We brainstormed, and I believe was this Danny's idea, or was this yours, Josh?
It was Danny's idea. So if you like the idea, it was Danny's. If you don't, it was still Danny's.
So we wanted to do our picks for 5 guys, our own picks, not just 5 picks for MIW, but my 5, Dan's 5, and Josh's 5. We didn't work together on this. This is our own 5, and it's the 5 rising stars, the 5 guys that we think are the rising stars in Michigan right now. And we've just talked about our list after the fact, and there are some differences. There are a couple that we have a couple of the same guys on our list, but not everybody. But these are guys that we believe are rising stars, and in my mind, guys you should keep your eyes on. In my mind, right? So if somebody comes to me and goes, hey, give me 5 guys who's got 5, and this was the criteria that we said to each other, is they got to have less than 5 years under their belt as far as in the business of professional wrestling or independent wrestling, whatever you want to say. And if somebody like Josh or Danny or whoever came to me and says, I need a list of 5 guys from you with, rising stars, 5 guys, give it to me. What do you got? And this is my list, right? So I'm going to start it out, and we're going to go around the table, and we'll do them one at a time. What do you guys think?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So first up on my list is a guy that, I really think he is the guy. He's got the it factor. He's got a following. He's got a look on him. He's got a look that not a lot of guys can pull off. I mean, it can be pulled off, but to pull it off and actually to deliver on that package, and that would be Electric Ely. You know, one of the rising stars, and he's got, I mean, just over a year. You know, just over a year in the business, and he's already making a pretty big name for himself already. So, and that's my. And listen, this isn't in a particular order. These are just 5 guys, rising stars in the state of Michigan.
Yeah. Well, you know, what gets me, I mean, you know, Ely came out of a good school.
House of Truth.
He's one on my list too. Came out of a good school. Like you said, the guy's got it. The guy has it. You know, he can flip it on and off like a switch and just go.
Yeah, absolutely.
My first person that I've got, not Electric Ely, but I had to go with Blake 182. Yeah, at 4 years, he's a little bit higher towards our criteria. But if you're talking about someone that is just absolutely amazing to watch in the ring,
Right.
and I mean, when he does that frog splash at BCWA, he almost hits the ceiling.
Oh, bye, Josh. Oh, there you are.
There he
Hi.
is. Hey,
Hi.
Hi.
Guess when I was about to get happy.
Yeah.
So Blake, huh? We got Blake in there. You know, listen,
Yep.
I didn't know. I thought Blake had a few more years in there.
4.
So,
Yeah.
Yep. I've got his information from the questionnaires that I sent out.
well, aren't you lucky? You got all the info over there, buddy. You're kind of cheating.
I got a little cheat, but hey,
That's
means I
that.
get to
That's
have
that
Blake
cream of the
182
crop
on my
stuff,
list.
right? It's all the info for the cream of the crop,
all the info for the cream of the crop
That's
from
right.
the people that responded.
right?
See, you know what? I got to give it to Josh. Man, you know what? I'm almost this proud of you, man, because you're remembering win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
Always.
Well, those that responded. So the key is, if you're upset that you're not included in the cream of the crop, fill out your questionnaire.
Your own fault.
Follow the rules. Tommy Vendetta. Oh, ridiculoso. Oh, did I say that? Shogun. Oh, sorry. Anyways, moving on. Danny, what you got?
Yep. You know what? I'm gonna start in here. With I got Samson Real.
Samson Real.
You
No,
know,
he's one of
he's
the
out of PP Dub.
right. No, he is one of the Tay Risers. Tay Risers.
Yeah,
That's
Tay Risers. Yep.
what I thought.
And you know, I told the guy in a conversation that we had, when I first seen him wrestle, I seen a young Sean Casey. The way that he commands the people,
Right.
just the way he moves, the way he talks. Oh yeah, you know, if he stays on par, the kid's gonna go.
Yeah, for sure. Good dude. Good dude. Now, next on my list, okay, he is the recent winner of the XICW March Madness 2020 tournament that went down in XICW that we were so wrong about. But Tommy Vendetta. I cannot say enough about Tommy Vendetta. You know, listen, Shogun is my dude. Love Shogun. And, you know, I had Shogun picked to win the whole thing there for the XICW March Madness. But there is nobody else, in my opinion, and this is strictly my opinion. You can see it one way or the other. Really doesn't matter to me. There's nobody else like Tommy Vendetta. There's nobody else that commands the attention that he does while he's in the ring. There's nobody that can adapt to a character as quick as he can and get either a negative or positive reaction from the crowd, and do it the way that he does in a comedic sense. On top of that, he can be a very serious or very comedic. I go back to the Warrior Rampage show. If you remember that, Josh, and it was him and Adam Wick were tag team partners, and they were bad that night, you know, and they come out running their mouths. And I love talking trash with Tommy Vendetta.
He got those guys
Heck
right
yeah.
up in his face.
Yeah,
He got them so into it.
Yeah, I love talking trash with Tommy Vendetta. He can get going, and I am very serious when I say I don't think there's anybody like Tommy Vendetta right now. I don't know about anywhere else, but right here in our state compared to everything that I've seen, I don't think there's anybody like Tommy Vendetta.
No, what I like about Tommy, and he's another one on my list too, is the match will be going at a certain pace, and then he just explodes.
Right.
And when he explodes with that speed, he moves like a cruiserweight, but hits like a heavyweight.
Right.
Yeah, he's not a small dude,
No. With all that speed he's got going, then all of a sudden, he's a clothesline, or he's just knocking you straight on your behind because he's got that heavyweight body with that cruiserweight speed.
Absolutely.
Insane. And half the moves he does, the stuff he should not be doing for his height and his weight.
No, he should never be able to do them.
Well, you know what though? Isn't that the story with a lot of guys anymore? Not, I know we're talking about rising stars, but case in point, Dre Jacobs, right? Dre Jacobs isn't supposed to be able to do the stuff that he's able to do.
No, he should not.
You know what I mean?
No.
When you think about it, I mean, when people say that, that's it. When you think in a box, really, that's the way it should be. But Dre Jacobs is out there to prove people wrong. And I think that Tommy Vendetta is one of those guys that's out there to say, you know what, with a big middle finger, and I'm right. You know what I'm saying? And if he, if his mom's not there, he'll be all right.
Uh-huh.
That's
right.
right.
She just let him jump off the roof.
Hey, listen, I got to get my dig in when I can because,
you're still safe. I think all three of us have been poking enough wrestlers that by the time that XI starts up again, we're all in trouble. We might need to skip a few shows. I'm still kind of afraid that Drake Jake's going to come through my door.
Josh, who do you got next, buddy?
Next person I got to go with is Dickie Watts.
Dickie Watts.
He's not been wrestling that long, and he's only been wrestling since May of 2018. But we've seen him change, adapt, and grow so much from little Dickie Watts, who's just coming out as Willie Watts' nephew, to now he's Dickie Watts.
Yeah.
He's his own person, his own entity, absolutely phenomenal in the ring when he comes out there. He gets the fans cheering, and he does amazing stuff to keep them cheering on a constant basis.
Yeah, and they all love him.
Yes.
They all love him, and with it, he's a controversial character. Being openly gay is controversial. Regardless if that's, I'm not trying to be politically correct or one way or the other. I'm all for it. I'm cool with it. I don't know about everybody else, but there has to be, in my mind, there has to be some certain things that you have to deal with in that world, or in the world of wrestling, I should say, that other people may not have to deal with.
But you know what?
To be able to get over that and keep doing what you're doing, I think is amazing.
Well, with him though, if you don't get to know Dickie, you only have yourself to blame on what you're missing out, because man, he's a good dude. It don't matter.
Right.
He's a good guy, and you're missing out. If you do not take the time to get to know Dickie Watts, that's your own fault, man.
Right.
You're missing out on a great person, a phenomenal wrestler. I mean, one half of the very first Noah Tag Team Champions right there. Right. Winner of, was it season 7 or season 8? I forget what season we're currently on. Season 6.
Season 7 right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, just all around, fantastic person, fantastic wrestler. He had to make my list.
Right. Danny, what you got, buddy?
Well, you know what? I got Adam Wick.
Adam Wick, nice pick.
Well,
I also have Adam Wick too.
Well, every match,
3 ways. I got Adam Wick also.
Oh,
there you go. Every single match that we see him in, is he gets better.
Oh yeah,
and better and better. I mean, and he's making a believer out of me that there's no ceiling for this guy.
Absolutely. And like I say, every time we talked about this before, I think we've talked about it at BCWA when we were there, and a couple of the matches that he's had there. And I just in normal conversation, because, you know, we all, the three of us, talk outside of MIW and Rasslin Rage, but,
Right.
you know, for sure, every time we see him, it's just every match is better than the next.
Yeah.
Everything's better than the next. You know,
Just when you think that you've seen, like, and we've even said, oh man, I don't know if he could top that. What does he do the next show? He tops that.
Well, and you know, one of the things too is we talk about, you know, you see the chiseled out of stone dude or the 7'5" guy, you know, and let's be honest, Adam Wick isn't 7'5", you know what I'm saying? But my Lord, he gets in that ring and boy, does he put on a show.
Well, you know what?
I'm entertained.
He is not afraid of anyone. The guy
Right.
gets in the ring and he's 10 feet tall and bulletproof.
Yeah.
2 years. That's it. He's been wrestling for 2 years, and he's as good as he is. He's only going to get better.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's hanging out with the Kira clan. He's with DTA. He's doing phenomenal stuff, and he's surrounding himself with people that he can learn from on a constant basis.
Right.
And
Greatness.
he's picking up everything they're throwing down.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, well, I mean, it's surrounding yourself. You got one of the things, you know, you surround yourself with positive, oriented peers like yourself, and when you surround yourself with those people, the people
There you
that are
go.
going to lift you up and put you in the places that you need to be, like Aaron Orion, Tommy Vendetta, Jack Price, people like this. You put
Yep.
you know, you surround yourself with these people, and these people are going to lift you up and help you get you where you need to go, and that's exactly what they're doing. Now, I'm going to tell you. One of the guys on my list, and I think this guy should be on everybody's list. And if he's not on your list, you guys suck. All right. And that's Mitch Hewitt. All right. Everywhere this guy goes, Mitch. You know, one of the dudes, he's just a guy, you know, he's really cool. You know what I mean? That's what makes him one of them rising guys. And not only that, I see him progress. And he's not been in much longer than Ely, if I'm not mistaken. You know,
I think they were in the same class.
right?
Same class, yeah.
You know, both getting exponentially better. You know, to going back to, you know, with us and having our background with Blue Water Championship Wrestling and seeing, you know, watching, you know, Mark and Alex and BRD come out of that school and watch them progress over time, and watching, you know, to go back and watch Alex matches from when he first started until now, or the same with Mark, or the same with BRD, and the progression is there, and to be able to watch that and witness that with all these guys throughout the entire state is absolutely amazing. And I look very forward to watching what's going to happen with Mitch Hewitt and how much more popular he becomes with the fan base here, not only in the state of Michigan, and once he branches out elsewhere.
Oh,
There's not a promotion that I've been to where Mitch Hewitt is there and people don't pop as soon as his music hits.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They love him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, you know, I mean, listen, when I sit down and I'm writing this down, and because I have to write it down, because as you guys always like to remind everybody, I'm old. But
it's true.
you know, I actually came up with a top 9. Maybe someday we'll go, you know, farther than the top 5. But because Michigan is so full of this young talent right now.
Yeah. Josh, are you okay?
Yeah. No, why?
Because you put
Cold?
your hood on. You cold?
No, yeah, it's a little chilly in here. I should turn the heat up. Yeah, that's what it is.
Is
The
it?
heat.
Is it the heat?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This guy. Who's next? Who's supposed to tell us who's is it Danny?
Yeah, it's me. But you know what? We've covered them all.
Really?
My next guy would be Blake.
Oh, so Blake, what are you two? So you guys both picked Blake, huh?
Yep.
But you know what? I got the pleasure of getting to know Blake real early in his career. And not only does Blake have the moves, but Blake's got the attitude too.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I mean,
remember sitting down with him before his match with Justin Maine
yes.
at Blue Water.
What
And
you know? What?
man, I had never seen that side of Blake before.
Oh, he was so hungry.
Yeah.
That match was phenomenal.
It
Right.
was. You know what? Blake
Because nobody
proved, right?
expected him to do what he did.
No.
And that's it. And that was the day. I mean, I was a fan of Blake personally.
Yeah, he woke me up that day. He surely did.
That's when I became a fan of Blake and his wrestling ability because, man, when he turned it on, I don't even think Justin Maine expected that Blake.
Yeah, I don't think you did either. But
no,
and you seen Justin Maine after the match, and he was tired.
Oh yeah,
he was legit tired,
and
like
what
dripping sweat, tired.
What I'm liking too now is with Blake's return, and you know it stinks that this Corona thing happened and it slowed everything down. But when we seen Blake's return in BCWA, we saw that Blake. We saw the Blake that was hungry for Justin Maine and for that Blue Water title. Right. We saw that guy in BCWA, and Blake was gunning, and Blake was coming for everybody and anybody who got in his way. And I hope that when we get back to wrestling, we see that Blake continue.
Yeah, and
he almost hit the ceiling with that frog splash, man.
And he tried to kill Ely.
Right. Well, and I really do like the fact that he is limiting the amount once this Corona thing's over and he's back to doing shows again, and he's limiting himself to certain promotions. He's not going to be running every promotion in the state, and making himself a little more of a commodity than just all over the place all the time. Now
raise that to Blake stock up.
That's right.
There you go, raising the stock.
I have one guy left. Josh, do you have any left? You have two? Well, you have. Well, we've shared a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So my last dude is TJ Meyer, another guy with little over a year. He might have been with Ely or maybe just before Ely. I'm not sure. But everybody I talk to, most people I talk to that know him, he's legit. He's coming in, he's making his bones. He comes in, he shows up when he's not booked, and does what he's supposed to do. And
tough.
And he's tough. Yeah, he's
man.
Tough
We
as
watched
nails.
him take a beating and still come back.
Right, and he's doing what he's got to do, and he's learning the way. And I'm one of those guys you got to keep your eye on. And I'm going to tell you what: if Dre Jacobs believes in him, that means something.
That's what I was just going to say. He's another guy. He's surrounding himself with greatness.
Right. You can't take for granted the fact that Dre Jacobs says this dude is legit.
No.
Right.
And guys that we know who are legitimate dudes in the business. And when I say legitimate, they're legitimate dudes, like foundations of the business that respect Dre Jacobs. That's legit, and
he's got just over a year of wrestling in, but he's already wrestling at Horror Slam, XICW, BCWA, Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling, Metro Pro Wrestling All-Stars of Detroit, and CCW. I mean, if you're wrestling that much, that tells you how much the promotions are believing in him, how much the fans are requesting that he's being there, and how much experience he's getting wrestling all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Josh, you said you got two left, huh? And then Dan, you're all done, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I like I said, I had Ely, but we talked about him at the beginning.
Right.
Right.
So, Josh, what do you got, man? Who do you have that we didn't?
I got my pick. The person that was my pick to win Proving Ground this year, Hyena Hagen.
Hyena Hagen.
At just over 3.5 years, Hyena Hagen is still very early in his career and just phenomenal. When he comes out, you're either booing him, you're cheering him. There's no middle ground. He's not someone that comes out and you're just going, oh, well, hey, this guy's coming out.
Right.
You either love him or you hate him. That's what he needs to do. And he's aligning himself with the people that he needs to learn from.
Mhm.
And he's coming out. He's amazing presence on his way to the ring. He's fantastic in the ring. I love everything about him.
Well, you know,
go ahead. Go ahead, Dan.
and with him too, like Josh said, there's no in between. He makes you either absolutely love him or absolutely hate him. There's no, oh man, this guy, I don't like him, and then you say nothing. Either you can't wait to boo him so loud that the whole place can hear you, or you can't wait to cheer him so loud that the whole place can hear you.
Right.
One of the things with Hagen that I'm liking right now is that it seems like he's really finding himself, a little bit more, where he's not such a lost soul. And these last few promos that I were seeing before it got a little crazy here, I was really enjoying this character he's got coming out now. So definitely good stuff. And then Josh, you said you got one more, bro.
I got one more. Had to go with Hot Percy Drews. He's fantastic. He's one of the people you can definitely see every time he comes out. He's a little bit more confident. He's doing things a little bit more, a little bit quicker. He's a little bit more polished. He's a little bit better every time he comes out. I can't wait to see what he's going to turn into. I feel like he's at the beginning stages of the same, like you were saying with Alex and with Mark and with BRD. It's one of those things that I really feel 3 years down the line, I'm going to be excited to say, I remember watching him win. I really see someone that's just gearing up to be a fantastic wrestler. He already is good, but he's going to be fantastic.
Now, I got to ask, you seem to be the numbers man lately. You seem to have all the information. You got
a lot of it. Yeah, try. I got to do something.
Don't try. Do.
Right.
Learn from Yoda, sir. Do you have numbers on how long Mr. Drews has been in the business?
I do not, unfortunately.
Fired!
Fired! I tried to make it a
You got fired!
Fired!
You're
fired!
Now, listen, I do gotta say though, I gotta give Percy one thing. The fans do love chanting his name.
Oh yeah.
So before we end this section of the show, my man, Josh, why don't you go ahead and give him a rundown of your 5 one more time?
So my 5, Hyena Hagen, Percy Drews, Blake 182. I forgot my other 2 because I messed up my list.
Josh, Dickie Watts.
And you call
That's what
me
happens
old.
when I get fired.
So now you're fired. You're definitely fired. You are. Hopefully, you get pandemic assistance. All right.
You're double fired.
Yeah.
Double fired.
Danny.
Yes. Eric Ely, Adam Wick, Tommy Vendetta, and Blake 182 in no specific order.
There, I like. See, no specific order.
Oh, and Samson Real.
And Samson Real.
Now, like I said, when we're ready, I got a few more, but maybe we'll hold them for another time.
All right. So no particular order. Just reading them off. Electric Ely, Tommy Vendetta, Adam Wick, Mitch Hewitt, and TJ Meyer. So those are our 5. That's our numbers, and we're sticking to them.
Yep.
So there's our top 5 rising stars in the state of Michigan. Comment down below with your top 5. See if there's any you agree with us, or maybe you got different ones yourself. Maybe you think we're wrong. Comment below and let us know. Now, if you're a wrestler, though, you're not allowed to submit yourself. That's against the rules.
Wait a minute. That's crap. If I was a wrestler, I'd submit myself. I had my grandma submit me. I had my mom submit me. I had every member of my family submit me.
Okay. Man, that was a great conversation, though. You have to admit, we did have a great conversation, like 20-something minutes of conversation.
Uh-huh.
You know,
But it gives them kind of a little bit of insight to the stuff that we just talk about when we're not filming.
right. We should do some of that more often, maybe.
Hey, we can do top 5 veterans, top 5 tag teams, top 5 anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I want to say thank you to BCWA and Happy Harper Ice Cream.
Now, don't forget to go on over to the Happy Harper Facebook page and check out the ice cream of the crop. The second person to receive this honor is Billy Ray Daniels. And don't forget, BRD has ice cream, and you can order that for contactless delivery if you live in the Port Huron area. Jack Daniels ice cream might really help the spot right now.
One show, without you going into business for yourself, Josh. That'd be real nice.
Not for me.
Oh,
move
you
on.
guys, I tell you. Thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Michigan Independent Weekly. I'm Cody.
I'm Josh.
I'm Dan.
We will see you next week.
See ya.
Check it out. It's r2youtube.com. That's r2 youtube.com, and tell them Velvet sent you. Oh, yeah.
I wanna rock!